guys, what's up? It's Jessie. Welcome back to my channel. And The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. This book, it is such a whirlwind story to go through. I absolutely love this story. Not many people do, but I loved it, and I feel like if people don't really like the Alice in Wonderland vibe of a story, you will not like this, because that's exactly what the vibe is for this book. I love Alice in Wonderland, as you can see by my name here on YouTube, Jessie's Wonderland, Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. 17-year-old Alice has spent most of her life on the road with her mom. They are always a step ahead of bad luck that always follows them. But when Alice's grandmother, the author of these pitch dark fairy tales, dies at her estate, the Hazelwood, Alice learns how bad her luck can really get. Her mother is stolen away by the claims of a person who is from the supernatural world of her grandmother's stories. Alice has only left one message behind from her mother, which is stay away from the Hazelwood. Alice has always steered clear of her grandmother's fans, but now she relies on one of the fans. But now she has no choice but to ally with her classmate and fairy tale fanatic Ellery Finch, who may also have his own reasons for wanting to help her. To find her mother, Alice must go to the Hazelwood first, and then into the world where her grandmother's tales begin, and where she might discover where her own story went wrong. So if you listen to the last sentence in the description of this book, it makes a lot of sense once you've read the book. I was hooked on this book right at the beginning, even though the beginning is a little bit slow because we're not introduced right into the Hazelwood and the Hinterland realm. We learn more about Alice and her life and her mother and what they went through. It starts with that, and then the Hazelwood is always there, in the background, letting you know it's there because it's the bad luck that happens. But once you get 100 pages in and beyond the 100 pages, the Hazelwood and the Hinterland people really start to come in full steam ahead, let you know that they're there, things are happening. I love the writing. I love the dialogue. I found myself once I read this one thing, if it's a really significant thing that happened in the book that's leading up to the Hazelwood, I would find myself rereading those sentences because not because I had to understand what it was was I loved that line, oh my god, it's happening. I don't know, it was exciting. So I tend to reread exciting parts in the book to really live in it and let it sink in. And that's what I caught myself doing while reading this book, and it was just good writing, good dialogue, great character development. Everything was so good. I loved it. But once you get into the Hazelwood, okay, the way they got to the Hazelwood, I was thinking not what actually happened. So the way they got into Hazelwood, I wasn't thinking it was going to be like that. I thought it was going to be more euphoric, triumph finding, but it was just kind of a weird part getting there. I don't know, I kind of was thinking more of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children vibe to finding the Hazelwood, to where Jacob and Miss Peregrine's, he goes through a time loop to get to the Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I didn't think it was going to be a time loop, but I thought it was going to be something more trippy than what it actually was when they found the Hazelwood. But the Hazelwood isn't the magic part of it. The Hazelwood is more for when humans stumble upon it. It looks out off, it looks like an abandoned house, but it's the gateway. So I guess you don't want human world and any human can stumble into Hinterland. But once you get into Hinterland, it's a trippy ride, man. It is crazy, and like how I said, the writing is really good. It's really good up until when they get to the hinterland, I think, because of the trippy chaos stories that are in the hinterland. I found like it was not clear on what was going on in those stories. It was just a bunch of chaos that didn't make sense, but that was kind of the point of it, to not make sense because it's hectic and crazy and trippy. But I wish it was more clear on what was going on, and like the descriptions just felt jumbled and like fast. Like I kind of want to be like sit in the moment of the stories that she was going through, but be trippy also, but like explain it more and just like don't let it be like a flyby, if that makes sense. But the writing was not at the best halfway to the end of the book as it was the other half of the beginning of the book. The beginning half of the book was great writing. Just when you get to the hinterland and the trippy stories, that's when the writing gets jumbled to me, because I have to reread things to really understand or get the full effect, or just like, what is going on? But I also love that because hinterland is a pitch dark fairy tale that's crazy and chaotic. So I have like a love-hate relationship with that part of the book with the writing. But the stories were trippy, and I felt like when you get into the hinterland, the different stories that you stumble upon, I felt like it was in the book that I read last year, Dreamland by Robert Anderson's, I think. I don't remember. I know the book's called Dreamland, and like when she gets into the dreamland, it's like these nooks and crevices, like the different dreams people have. It was kind of like that. It was kind of like in like a weird dream, but like you can hop to different people's dreams, if you know what I mean. I feel like I'm not explaining this well enough, but I loved it, which is also why it's like Alice in Wonderland too, because nothing makes sense, everything is trippy and jumbled. But I understand where people come from, that the people like that said like they did not like the book at all. It's really like, it's a book that you either hate it or that you love it. There's like no in between. But like you have to have like a taste for that book. But I understand people that say that they don't like it. I really like the book, and I can't wait for I think it's gonna be a series, I think. Or there's just gonna be another book called Hinterland, or is there just gonna be like other books in the series of Alice's grandmother's stories, like Every Heart a Doorway, like those stories. I don't know. But I really loved this book. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It's a trippy ride. It's a chaotic, trippy roller coaster ride. And I mean, just from the cover of it, it looks such a good book. It makes so much sense on why it's in like a figure 8. Because everything is connected. It's just so amazing. While reading this, it kind of reminded me of this game that I used to play when I was little. Like elementary school. It was like a spy game, but like you had this remote and like these pictures of the different characters or the different like thieves or spies you're trying to catch, and they're like weird looking, but like you put it in front of the remote and you like run around outside, and it's like basically telling you where to go, but you're just basically running around with like a chicken with its head cut off, like just running around for no particular reason, but you think it's like, oh my god, he's over here, run there. They're strange looking people, and you're trying to find them. It kind of reminded me, I don't know, I just got like a deja vu of that. It triggered my mind of comparing that game with this book. Twice Killed Catherine, or Catherine Twice Killed. I don't know, but when she came up first in the book, that's the first character you'll meet from Hinterland, I immediately thought of that game. And the gate on the front cover of this book has like a tree. I don't know if y'all can see that. I don't know why, but I haven't even read this book, let alone series yet, but it kind of reminded me of Beautiful Creatures. I don't know why. I guess because I've seen like clips of the movie here and there. Like there's a normal world and then there's a gate and then inside the gate is not a normal world. That's what it reminded me of, because that's how Hazelwood is. And then you go into Hinterland. It's just, it's amazing. I freaking love this book. I recommend it if you like trippy, dark reads and Alice in Wonderland vibes and like chaotic amazingness. Yeah. I can't wait. This book is gonna be more than just a book. It's gonna be a series. I can't wait. So always check my Twitter if I have a poll up to do a book review or not. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos by me, and I'll see you guys later. Bye guys.